reference to exemptions, it's much more challenging. In fact, when Vijay Kelkar committee was constituted to go around the country to get feedback on how the Income Tax Act could be simplified, modified, they came back with a lot of recommendations, and I had the privilege of interacting with them in close quarters. And one thing that emanated out of their findings was that the country itself is so diverse. Like in terms of, we know country is diverse based on the tradition, culture, dance, food, so on and so forth. But even from taxation angle, they said, when we went to Gujarat, Ahmedabad, the focus was on HUF and trusts. And when we went to Calcutta, the focus was on carry forward of losses. And when you go to Delhi, they were more concerned about deductions and exemptions. And in Bangalore, they were concerned about software exports. Chennai was more concerned with interpretation of taxes. That's what brilliant brains do. And when they went to Mumbai, they said, we don't mind paying any taxes, but don't ask any questions. That was their attitude. So diverse attitude, but what has brought them together is that there are certain provisions like this in the Income Tax Act which promote noble activities, as was rightly mentioned by the chief guest. But whenever there is an exemption or a deduction, there is a scope for abuse of those provisions as well. And that's why, the law gets amended from time to time to plug the loopholes. But every time that is done, again, it gives rise to certain litigation as well. In fact, when permanent account number was first introduced, the CBDT requested me to travel along with one of the CBDT members across the region to create awareness and to clarify some of the common mistakes the applicants were doing those days. So we addressed one such forum, and one of the lady taxpayers stood up and asked the CBDT member, sir, every other form I fill up, being a married woman, I fill up the name of my husband. Only in permanent account number application 49A, I fill up the name of my father. Why is that? Of course, CBDT member did not know the logic as to why it was done, but he had the presence of mind to say, Madam, permanent account number deals with permanent things. Normally, the name of father doesn't change. So we would like to pin it down like that. And when it comes to interpretation, I still remember there was a rule 3 for valuation of perquisites for taxpayers, salaried income earners. One simple rule said tea or snacks served during working hours is exempt. Then when we deliberated it, immediately there was a doubt from one of the study group members whether tea, it is written as tea, what if coffee is provided? Will it be exempt? I'm only giving you an example as to why this book is so relevant to take the taxpayers and professionals in the right direction, giving clarity, because clarity is what is required. Then another person said, of course, I gave the reply, the person who drafted the rule normally drinks tea, so he has used the word tea, but it doesn't mean coffee will not be exempt, that should also be exempt. And another person raised a question, tea or snacks is mentioned, what if both are served? I said here, or should be understood as and. That is interpretation. But you will not believe in 6 months' time there was a circular which clarified for the purpose of Rule 3, tea includes coffee, soft drinks. They did not say etc. because they know how the brains on the other side work. So they said for this purpose, tea includes coffee, soft drinks, and any other non-alcoholic drink. That's how they clarified it, made it conclusive and comprehensive. So there are any number of such interpretation scopes, divergent opinions, and to venture into authoring on this topic relating to exemptions, and with such amount of clarity. In fact, I expected that the book will be 300, 400 pages, but Ramachandran has been able to, with big readable font size also, he is able to condense it with 189 pages, which is a commendable job. In fact, Tirukkural because of the depth of the meaning it carries, ஒன்னே முக்கால் அடியில் அந்த intensity of the meaning it conveys, 1330, குறள்ஸ். That's why இடைக்காடர் அதை எப்படி டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணாருன்னா, கடுகை துளைத்து 7 கடலை